digging your feet in. It's one of the oldest tips there is, but why is digging your feet in making bunker shots way harder for you than they need to be? What happens when we dig our feet in? We obviously lower ourselves. And the idea of that is to make sure that we don't collect the ball first, we get under it and hit the sand. However, more often than not, digging the feet in here lowers us a little bit too much if we do it too much, but also it's making us hit way more sand than we need to. So when we're hitting so much volume of sand, because now basically the ball is above our feet, I either have to grip down it just to compensate, or if I keep it the same, I'm going to be chunking out a mass of sand just to get that ball out. That's hard work. We want to be taking as little sand as possible because that's going to give us the most amount of control. And we want to be just spanking it off the top.
Spank you, Greenwall. Spank you very much.
No, we do not want to be getting the golf ball first because that's going to thin it. We just want to be getting just behind the ball, but shallow. It's not about digging down. We're hitting behind the ball, yes, but we are keeping the club shallow. We're not going this way. It's staying more shallow, 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 and through. When you take your feet, you can, and I probably do, if I wasn't on video, you'd probably see me shuffle a little bit. Like I'm still getting a good footing, right? I'm not just lightly placing them on the top so it can move easily. I am still trying to make sure I'm not going to slip, but I am not digging down. I'm not doing the twist, right? I'm not doing the twist. I'm just keeping them on top. So yes, I'm hovering the club, but I'm making sure that my arc stays shallow. Thinking of a plane landing, I don't want to be coming in steep this way. I want it to feel more shallow and releasing that club through. So I'm going through rather than down. So I'm just going to go slowly here just to show that we can brush through the ball. We can get that acceleration with a shallow angle of attack. One way to emphasize this is kind of make yourself a little mound here, right? I've got it on a pretty big tee. Now, it would not make sense for me to really dig in here because even there, I'm hitting way down behind the ball. So I get a little bit taller. I maintain my height. I'm on top, but balanced. I have support, but I'm not digging in. And from here, I can just accelerate through off the top of that mound. And I start to get that control. And then I start thinking not just about getting it out, I'm thinking about moving these few grains of sand with the club onto the green. That's my distance control. But it all starts from a more easier, like a much easier setup where I'm not digging in, where I'm not fighting myself. Golf's more than challenging enough. Don't make it harder for yourself. What I hear a lot from you guys is commenting on when I do a bunker lesson, oh, my bunkers aren't that good. We play off hard pan. There's not much sand in ours, whatever it might be, or it's rained a lot. Bunkers are going to be packed down. They're going to be playing hard and tighter lies. So the normal instruction to play a nice splash shot out of the bunker, get nice bits of sand, fluffy sand, is not going to work. But when you know a couple of little tweaks, you're going to get much more confidence out of harder bunkers. One of the reasons why golf frustrates and is such a challenge for people is because there are so many aspects and variables to this wonderful yet bonkers game. Yesterday, maybe you chipped great around the greens, but perhaps next week you won't be. There's always little bits we want to be working on, but that's why we've created the Art of Simple Golf. One is to ensure that what you do take on board is actually realistic and executable and doesn't confuse you, that builds on from what you've already learned and what your natural abilities and anatomy is going to dictate. It's also giving you resources and the best, lowest hanging fruit of tips that you can go and use today that don't require you to totally overhaul your swing or golf game. If you want the most effective golf instruction and let me help you get there, come and join the Art of Simple Golf Library and you will be playing the most consistent, best golf of your life. So I'm trying to replicate harder. You can hear that. There's not much sand here, right? So this is a very real life scenario. Yes, I've manufactured the lie, but the principles are going to be the same. When it comes to hard pan shot, here are the keys that we need to do. And they do differ from a regular shot. First, we're actually going to dig the feet in because we actually want ourselves to be going lower into the ground. We want our low point not to be getting ball first. We want it to be, you know, an inch below. So just by digging my feet an inch lower without any other manipulation, theoretically, my arc, if you will, my low point is going to be beneath the ball. The next aspect is, and this is where you have to test a little bit, okay? It's about the club face. How much do you want it open? It depends on the wedge that you have, how much you're going to open it. Depends on the distance of shot, and it does depend on just how tight the lie may be. As a general rule, the tighter the lie, the less open you want to be, because it's going to help get that leading edge into the sand a little bit more. But you have to test this out because it depends on so many other things about how much acceleration you're getting, how much commitment you're doing, how you're releasing the wrist, and so forth. So I would suggest that you test and just see what happens when you hit one with a very open face, one with a almost hooded face, and a couple in between. And you will find your sweet spot of what feels comfortable to you. Because remember, we do not want too much bounce and we don't really want too much digging. Just like Goldilocks, we want it just right. So the next thing is, I'm going to go just for mid-range open here, all right? Just a little bit open. I'm taking my grip after I've opened up the face. I'm also going to make sure that I've got maybe like 70% of my weight forward. So my low point is kind of here, but I'm lower down. So I'm still going to be entering the sand just before, but I'm able to accelerate through. I'm not just going down, down, down. So I'm really picturing how much deepness I want to get with this angle of attack. So I get more weight forward. The hands are going to stay more or less straight, not quite here, but not too far ahead either. Pretty natural. Just let them hang. And then from there, the last final setup tweak is actually to stand a little bit closer. Standing a little bit closer is going to keep me on top of it a little bit more and ensure that I'm staying down. I'm not trying to flip it up. I'm ensuring that this club isn't going to bounce off. So I'm staying on top of it. Now, without thinking about any other technique, all I'm going to do is try and commit. And the ball flies out with confidence. I'm going to run through it very quickly. These are the changes. I'm going to stand a little bit closer. I'm going to dig my feet in. I'm going to stay a little bit more on top of it, weight a little bit further forward, and I'm going to ensure that my club goes down. That's how you get the good strike that still has control, even off hard, tight lies from the bunker. It's that simple. Remember those little changes and you will be doing a lot better around the greens. Now, make sure you hit more greens in the first place by following this lesson. Thanks for watching.